I made 20 farms to prepare for my upcoming mega project that ranged anywhere from super easy and simple to really hard and complicated. Some of these farms took over 100 days to complete and caused a lot of pain throughout the process. So stick around to the end and leave a comment guessing what you think the mega build's gonna be. Alright, we're gonna start things off real easy and just build a simple and small snow farm. Boom! There we go. Yep, just that easy. First farm done. The next farm is a simple piglin bartering farm that is essential for any world. And if you wish to build any of the farms you see in this video, you can find any of the designs in the description below. Alright, just put this down here, this, and put this here, and it's done. And just like that, the second farm is done. The next farm I'm going to build is a Hoglin Farm. Recently I've been getting really lazy and don't feel like crafting golden carrots anymore, so this farm is hopefully going to solve my hunger problem. Alright, that's everything. Let's do this. The next farm is just a nice, simple stone farm. Up next is a wolf farm of my own design, seeing as they're pretty simple to make. And just like that, we're a quarter of the way done. The last farm of the easy category is a fully automatic Cobblestone Farm. And the Cobblestone Farm marks the end of the easy farms. The next ones are a little more complicated, like this Moss and Bonemeal Farm. Alright, let's get started. Just like that, the moss farm is done. Next up is a tree farm that works with any type of tree. Oh, what the? Huh, cool. This tree farm is very unique, and I really encourage you to go check it out, as it uses a lot of mechanics that I don't even understand at all. Just like that, wood will never be an issue again. The next farm is a Froglight Farm, and in order to get the frogs, I made a tiny little enclosure to breed them. Alright, this farm's pretty straightforward. Staying on the topic of nether farms, the next farm is going to be a Magma Cube farm. And with the Magma Cube farm now done, we're halfway there. This farm's fairly simple, and that is a copper farm. This next farm's going to be a gravity block duper for all your gravity block needs. Now this next farm really caused me some pain. It was so stressful that it's taken years off of my life. Ow. After that hiccup, I managed to kill the wither and fix the issue, making this farm finally complete. Up next is a super smelter that has its own fuel source. Up next is a concrete converter that can also be used for stripping logs. Just like that, we were finally on to the hard ones. This first farm is fairly simple, but it uses a lot of portal linking, which is what makes it pretty difficult to build. I have built this next farm quite a few times, and I have to say I am really pleased with its output. This farm gets over 130 skulls per hour, which basically solves all of my beacon issues. However, I don't want to kill a wither with my bare hands like a peasant. I want to just sit back and enjoy everything else doing the work for me. So this next farm is an automatic wither farm. Now this Shulker Farm is one of the best ones I've ever built, but this farm caused me so much pain, and I have never struggled with a build nearly as much as I did with this farm. I had to rebuild it twice and do a ton of research into portal linking, and I'm still not certain how it all works. I really struggled trying to get the Shulker back to the overworld, seeing as I'd never done it without cheats before. And let me save you some time. It died. So I went back for a second one and brought it back to the overworld and got it into the nether where I could safely trap it. Once I got the Shulker into its spot in the overworld, I ran into more issues where the Shulker kept teleporting away before duplicating itself. And after doing some research, I found it was because I had too many snow golems and the Shulker's health was too low. Alright, fingers crossed. Come on, please work. Yes! Oh, it's working! Thank God! I can finally check that one off as done. And finally, for the last and hardest farm I've ever made, an Obsidian Farm that uses the obsidian pillars in the end and the Ender Dragon respawn mechanics to safely gather a metric ton of obsidian per hour. This farm was so complicated and very annoying to build. spawning in the withers was by far the hardest and most stressful part of this entire farm. I practiced for several hours in a creative testing world just to make sure I didn't die doing this. And just like that, the farm was done. And there you have it, folks, 20 farms to gather all the resources necessary for my upcoming mega project. Here you can see some footage in the background of the final build I have planned out, and from what you can see, it's not gonna be easy. It's gonna take up the next chunk of my life for a while, so make sure to stick around to see it. In the meantime, check out the other videos in this series to stay caught up.